Hi, I'm Spencer. I'm a writer and an artist, and in 2025, I tried to spend 1,000 hours outside. I heard about this challenge at the end of 2024 from some folks online who had just finished attempting the challenge or were planning to attempt it in 2025, and I thought it sounded like a cool idea. A way for me to get out of my house and break away from the screens I find myself staring at every day. So on January 1st, 2025, my wife and I went out and we took a long walk along the shores of Lake Michigan and thus began what I hoped would be the start of 1,000 hours outside. Unfortunately, I didn't reach my goal. In fact, I failed pretty spectacularly because it turns out it's hard to spend an average of 2 hours and 45 minutes outside every single day when you live in a place like Chicago, where it's basically winter 6 months of the year. But I still had fun trying. And honestly, I think the whole thing has made me a better artist, and in this video I want to share 3 ways that I think it's helped me and that maybe it can help you too. Number 1, movement generates ideas. When it comes to receiving inspiration for stories or new art pieces, I rarely have revelations when I'm just sitting down. I've stared down blank Microsoft Word documents more times than I can count, trying to will new ideas to show up, but it rarely happens. Instead, I tend to come up with my best ideas when I'm moving, like going for a walk or for a run. Although I also have those bits of inspiration that hit me when I wake up at like 3 a.m. and I have to try to write them down real quick, and then the next morning I look at my notes on the bedside table and it just says something stupid like magazine for dogs, and it's like, what does that even mean? Anyway, even when I'm not walking outside, even here in my apartment, I often find myself pacing between the dining room and the kitchen when I'm trying to cover potential plot holes in the novel I'm writing. I don't know why it is, but creativity tends to respond to momentum. Even physical momentum. One of my biggest struggles as an artist is feeling like I'm not making progress. I might get out my sketchbook or open up my laptop, and even though I really want to create, that doesn't mean the ideas are going to come. That's why it often feels easier to do something else, like working out or doing house chores. Because when you do those, you know you're actually making progress on something. It feels better than facing a brick wall of artist block and just sitting there spinning your wheels. Getting outside more has really helped me with this because it's allowed me the space to really generate more ideas and concepts. It gave my brain the room to wonder and ruminate on things. So if you're someone who gets needled with guilt because you're going for a walk or you're just sitting on your patio enjoying a cup of coffee when you think you need to be working on your art, let me tell you, maybe you are. Maybe taking that break is exactly what you need in order to progress. So enjoy the coffee. 2, sometimes you have to remind yourself that the real world exists outside of your phone. This is true for all of us, obviously, but I think it's particularly true for those of us who are trying to market our art on the internet. If you're anything like me, you're an artist because you want to make art. Maybe you write or play music or make quilts or whatever, and you want to make your art because of the pride and contentment it fills you with. But you also need to share and sell your art because you have to pay rent and you've grown accustomed to eating food on a regular basis. That can be difficult because a lot of us artists aren't natural salespeople. For example, I have this new young adult book that's coming out later this year, and now that all the writing and editing is done, my publisher is like, cool, now you have to market your book. And I'm like, great, how do I do that? Most of the advice is to just be active on social media and make a lot of content and put it out there, and eventually your audience will find you. I was a theater kid growing up, so in some ways making content is a lot of fun for me, but it can also be exhausting. You're pouring a lot of labor into something day after day, and you're not sure you'll ever see results. While at the same time, you're seeing people who are having tremendous success on social media. It's like you're on this weird carousel of optimism and defeat, pride and jealousy, joy and frustration. Taking time to put my phone down and step away from all of that has been tremendous for my mental health this year. I realize I'm not saying anything profound here because plenty of other people have said this before me. This advice of just put your phone down and go outside has certainly made the rounds. And it's true. Putting my phone down and going outside has helped me realize that no matter what's happening in my digital world, there's still sunshine and flowers and birdsong. I think we all know when it comes to our phones that we're consuming way too much information on a daily basis. We weren't meant to know this much stuff about this many people. And it can be hard when so much of what we receive is bad news. When a lot of us make art because we want to see the world be a more beautiful place, a more hopeful place, a softer place, a more optimistic place. Going outside helped remind me that so much beauty really does already exist. And my art can mirror that. Number 3, going outside helped me build community. Now, obviously, you don't have to go outside to build community. You can cultivate friendships in coffee shops or at the gym or in online spaces. But for me, going outside this year really helped. I went camping with folks, I explored new cities with friends, and because me and my wife are cliche millennials, I also played a tremendous amount of pickleball. There's this old cliche that exists for artists, or at least for writers, that says going out into the woods and living with solitude is how you'll really refine your craft. That's how you'll really become great. But I think the opposite is actually true. I think the more you steer into community, the better of an artist you'll be. Community helps generate enthusiasm, passion, and ideas. And it can provide some much needed encouragement when you're feeling down and want to throw in the towel. Surrounding yourself with other artists and other like-minded folks who are pursuing the same sorts of goals as you will be invaluable in helping to develop your skills and progress on your journey. And spending time with non-artist friends is important too. People who genuinely care about you and want to see you succeed and experience good things. These people will, in all likelihood, be your first fans. And if they're really your friend, they're already your fan. They will care about your work even when it seems like no one else does. My first book was published back in 2021 to almost no fanfare. There weren't any packed in-store book events, and I wasn't hitting any bestseller lists, but the enthusiasm from my closest friends and family really lifted me and helped me celebrate that accomplishment. It reminded me that there actually are people who resonate with my work, and it gave me the strength to keep going. In the end, I spent 665 hours outside in 2025, falling short of my goal by only a tiny, minuscule 335 hours. But who's counting? Also, not for nothing, but during the course of the year, I also was diagnosed with skin cancer, so I found out that the sun is literally trying to kill me. But you know what? I'm gonna try again in 2026, just with more sunblock this time. So if you're an artist who's looking to create more in 2026, my suggestion is go outside. Touch grass, as the kids like to say. It really does help. If you like this video, I hope you'll consider giving it a thumbs up. That really helps small creators like me. And if this is the type of stuff you like to talk about, art, writing, the creative process in general, I hope you'll consider subscribing to this channel because that's the stuff I like to talk about around here. So maybe you'll enjoy following along. And as a shameless plug, if you're looking to read more in 2026 and you're interested in funny young adult books, I hope you'll consider checking out my book. It's called Kind of Sorta Fine, and you can find it in bookstores and libraries now. And on May 19th, I have a new book coming out. It's called This Could All Go Bad, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm gonna be talking about it a lot more on this channel, so if you stick around, you'll hear more about it. And if you do stick around, I'll see you on the next one.